Hello, my name is Sue Shapcott. I'm in Madison, Wisconsin. We have snow on the ground, so I'm going to talk today about the strategies that you can use to improve your golf and your practice. As well as being a member of the British PGA, I also have a PhD in educational psychology, which means that I study how people learn and what are the key tenets of motivation. So I'm going to talk about some of those today from a golfing perspective, so that you can change how you think about your golf game and your improvement and your practice. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We update it weekly with videos and tips to help you improve your game. Perhaps the most common thing that I hear, which is an impediment for golfers, is that they think that when they go and practice, they have to develop muscle memory. Now, what that suggests is that someone's going to go to the range and just practice over and over and over and over again until they think that their muscles have memorized what it is that they want to do. The sad fact is that muscles don't have memories. And so by just repeating the same swing, then you actually stop thinking. And when you stop thinking, then that means that you stop developing new neural pathways that are going to help you change your technique. So try and get away from the idea that muscles have memories, and instead try and think about the fact that to change your movement pattern, to change your swing, what you have to do is develop new neural pathways, so new ways that your brain is going to send a message to your body about how to improve or how to make a swing. So that means that if you just stand and do the same thing over and over again, then your brain doesn't have to do much work, and so you're just going to get a good workout perhaps, but you're not actually going to be changing your technique or helping yourself change your technique. So number one is muscles don't have memories, and the way to practice strategically so that you can improve your technique is to just practice in short sections, so that you have to remember what it is that you're trying to do in your technique when you get out and practice. I do have a video about how to make swing changes stick, and that talks about some of the strategies that you can use to help change your swing in a more effective way without relying on this misconception that muscles have memories. So that's one of the big issues that I see. Another one is that people, when they're trying to improve their technique, then they don't want to think too much. And when you're in the process of changing your technique and improving your technique, the fact of the matter is that you have to think. You have to be thinking about what it is that you're doing. If you're not thinking, then you're probably just going to keep repeating the same swing that you were doing previously. So it is totally okay to be thinking really hard when you're practicing. So I always tell students that when they go for a practice session, then at the end of it, then they should be as physically tired and mentally tired. They should be equally as tired, because a good practice session, when you're trying to work on your game, does require some thinking, a cognitive process, so that you can change the movement pattern that you're trying to get in your swing. So if you go out, for example, and hit balls for 2 hours, then you might think, okay, I've done a lot of practice, I should be getting better. But if during that 2 hours, then you're not really thinking about what it is that you're doing, then you're probably not going to make too much of a swing change. So thinking is absolutely okay, and it is necessary for you so that you can make the swing changes that you need to make to improve your swing. The third thing that I see on a regular basis is that people come for a lesson and they say, but I'm just not a golf person. I'm not a golfer. I'm not an athlete. So they have this perception that golf ability or athletic ability is an innate trait that people either have or they don't have. And so if you come to golf with that mindset, then any indication that you're not succeeding immediately or you're struggling is going to send a message to you that, see, this isn't something that I can do. The fact of the matter is that no one is a born athlete. No one is a born golfer. Everyone improves by practice, by experience, by strategy, which might include taking lessons. But believing that you're not a golf person or an athletic person can put up barriers that are going to prevent you from learning. It's going to reduce motivation. It's going to make you see any amount of struggling as just confirmation that you're not a golf person, which isn't going to help you progress. So instead, try and flip that around a little bit and realize that everyone comes into golf and has a learning process. Everyone's experience might vary a little bit, but I certainly got good at golf by practicing, not by just showing up. And so trying to get away from this idea that golf is an innate trait is going to help you kind of ride the ups and downs that are inevitable when you're learning to play golf. The three main things that stop people improving are: one, believing that muscles have memories. And if you believe that muscles have memories, then you start engaging in practice strategies that are going to stop you from learning. So trying to get away from the idea that muscles have memories. Number two, being concerned that when you're working on your game, you have to think. I can't tell you the number of times that people say, I'm just thinking too much. When you're trying to learn or when you're trying to improve your game, then thinking is a really important part of the process. So don't be afraid of having to think. And three, believing that being a golfer is something that you either are or you're not. Learning to play golf, like everything else, is a process. And if you believe that you are not a golfer, then any struggles and failures, which are inevitable when you're learning a new sport, are likely to be interpreted as evidence that you are not a golfer. And that's going to decrease your motivation and decrease your ability to engage in strategic practice habits. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we update the channel weekly with tips to help you improve your game, and good luck with your practice.